Today we're going to learn all of the notes on the fretboard for our Mountain Dulcimer. It's going to be pretty similar if you're familiar with the fretboard of a guitar or a banjo or a ukulele or other fretted string instruments, but there are a few things that look a little bit different, so it's worth taking a second just to talk through. First thing I'm going to do is lay out all of our 12 tones in order so we can see them. We've got them labeled 1 through 12. And a little bit of vocabulary, if you're coming into this a bit newer, is we're going to talk about half steps in this video, which is the distance from one note to the immediate next note. So this could be from C to C sharp, as I have here, but it could be any other one too. E to F is a half step, G to G sharp is a half step. Anytime notes are right next to each other, they're a half step. The other one we're going to use is a whole step. And this is anytime notes are 2 steps away from each other. So D to E, that's a whole step, skips 1 in the middle. This could also be G to A, right? We have 1 that we skipped. So half step and whole step. We'll use that later. All right, so here's our dulcimer. The way we're going to look at it is if it's in our lap laying flat, and we're going to go ahead and turn this into a diagram that's a little bit clearer to see. Here I'm using the DAD tuning. The other popular tuning is a DAA tuning, but you could follow the same logic for figuring out your fretboard on both tunings. It's going to be the same. The thing that makes the dulcimer different from a lot of instruments is that not all frets are the same distance. We have these bigger double frets, which are going to be whole step frets, and we have normal frets, which are going to be half step frets. These are what we're used to on a guitar or a banjo or ukulele. So the very first thing we're going to do, if we want to figure out all the notes on this fretboard, is we're going to figure out and lay out where are all the whole steps versus all the half steps. So here we go. Whole, whole, half, whole, whole, half, half, half. And this brings us up to an octave. This is as far as I'm going to take you in this video. I'm going to let you do the rest on your own. So let's go through this first D string together. So what we look at, we start at a D, and this is a whole step. Anytime we see a whole step, we know we have to do the skipping motion. So if we're at a D, we go up a whole step. That's going to bring us to E. And there we go. Now we have another whole step, right? We skip over the F, brings us to the F sharp. That's going to be right there. Now we've got a half step. So we're at the F sharp. We just want to go immediately to the next one. That's a G, right? The pattern continues. We go another whole step. That brings us to A. We go another whole step. That brings us to B. Now, when we get to the end, we're just going to bounce all the way back. B to a C is a half step. If we kind of imagine this as a loop, right? They touch each other. So this half step puts us to the C. One more half step, we're at a C sharp, and we finish off at a D. Now, I want you to spend some time with this diagram and see if you can fill out the rest on your own. It's going to be way more beneficial if you put in the work building your own diagram rather than me just giving you a completed one. All right. See how you do? Bring it in, and we'll talk about it and make sure you did okay. Good luck.